Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Yeah.
Please welcome Sharron Attwood.
If you are reading this message, congratulations, you've survived. And as we join together on this new day, you should feel proud because you are amongst the chosen. You are amongst the few, the special. You have survived my Facebook friend's cull. And as I read this message in my newsfeed, I couldn't help but feel a little proud that this person who I hardly knew and yet had connected with on Facebook in the hopes of getting to know them better, had stood there in judgment of me, in judgment of my worth, of the worth I may bring to them, and decided that we should remain connected. And it seemed for a while to be that trend on a Saturday night that people would get their ranty pants on and decide that tonight's the night to let us know that this time tomorrow, some of you will still be here with me on this journey and some of you will not. And it always concerned me how much it concerned me, that I would mentally make this note that this time tomorrow I'd go back onto Facebook and check and see whether this person, who most of the time I didn't really know that well and had actually only connected with in the hopes of getting to know them better, had decided to keep me around or set me free. And that sort of all came together for me when thinking about why it is I felt that way. Why it is I was so concerned about someone I didn't really know that well judging me. When they decided to go through this big list of people that they were connected with on social media and see if I was someone they wanted to keep around. When they'd sit there perhaps looking at this list, you know, in their office, on the train, on the toilet. Because that's where we do all of our thinking. And think about whether they'd keep me around. But it really came home to roost, and the reason for developing this story was about 6 weeks ago when I decided to message my gardener. And I realised as I looked at my Facebook friends list, and ultimately at his page, that he had seen fit to unfriend me. Because it came to be that when it was time, he decided to choose whether he remained friends with me or with my soon-to-be ex-husband. And he had chosen him. And the biggest worry I had was how it made me feel, because I cried. I cried a lot, and I cried way too much at the thought that that's what he had chosen for himself. It also made me wonder why it is that being judged by people who perhaps didn't really know me that well, people who were judging me based on what I could give them rather than what they could give me, why did it upset me so much? I've spent my whole life not fitting in, not blending in. I'm quite happy with the way I am, but this upset me. You know, like all of us, I've been to job interviews with a dozen people on a panel, and I know they're judging me from the minute I walk in the door. They're looking at how I look, how I walk, how I talk. They're judging me on my experience, my ability to do the job. The second I leave the room, I'm being judged, but I'm okay with that because I've met them, because they know me, because I feel that I've been given a voice in justifying my place in their world. And whether they choose me or not, whether I'm a good fit or not, I'm okay with it because I've had my say. I had a similar experience in the mid-90s when I decided to run in the Lions Miss Personality Quest. I'm a pageant queen. And we had 6 months of being judged. We were judged on our knowledge of the charities involved. We were judged on our ability to represent our club. We were judged on fundraising. There was an exam that we had to sit. There was even an evening wear section. No swimwear, no photos. And when grand final time came and we were judged, I was okay with it because I'd had a voice. They'd gotten to know me and I'd gotten to contribute. So no matter what happened, I thought I'll be all right. And when grand final night came and they made that announcement that 1996's Lions Miss Personality Quest winner wasn't me and I was the runner-up, I was fine with it. I was even fine with it when they gave me a trophy and a sash, except that the sash they gave me proclaimed runner-up personality. It takes a special kind of person to live up to that. It wasn't second place, it was runner-up. And to this day, my parents remind me that it's okay, Sharron, you've just got a runner-up kind of personality. But I managed to live with that and live with the fact that I was being judged. And it's only after that that I've realised that it's okay, because I was given that opportunity to be heard, to have my say. So as we get older, we get more comfortable with who we are and who's around us. Which makes me realise then that when I'm being assessed online, when people are deciding on my values, on their values, on what I can bring to them, it's just that. They don't really know me. And as I say, when we get to the fun side of 40, it's the most exciting time of life because we realise we don't have to worry about it anymore. And I've gotten a lot more comfortable with it. But it took that run-in with my gardener for me to really sit and assess it, to have a great conversation around why it is that that upset me. You know, why it is that I thought people should be able to stand in judgment of me. And I've got okay with it now. And I've got even more okay with it in preparing for this evening when I realised that it's fine because he's got my soon-to-be ex-husband, but I'm the one that kept the garden.